is we are going to recap on where we are at since the last time that I was live, and we got the cards, and Laurie's cards did like a world tour, and then they ended up in New Jersey. They went to Puerto Rico. They went on
I'm
holiday.
going to Puerto Rico. I've decided it's a sign.
It's
I'm
a sign.
like,
Yeah.
I need to go to Puerto Rico. I'm going to. Yep, I'm going to book a trip at the end of the summer. I'm going to Puerto Rico.
But
I've
you were
got
going to have to
to.
go track your cards down, weren't you? Because we actually have the address where they were supposed to be going to. Because I put an
Mm-hmm.
extra zero in the postcode, in the zip code. Now, in England, if that happened, the postman would just go, oh, yeah, the postcode's wrong. But in the American postal system, they just go by the postcode. It's zip code, and it's all digital. So it was really interesting watching it go all over the place. But anyway, it made its way to you, so that's really, really exciting.
I've got them. I've got them.
You got them. So we're going to be just doing a bit of a follow-up. I have made some changes to a couple of things based on feedback that I got, and I'm so grateful for the feedback because I don't normally do like a soft launch, like a pilot like this. Normally I just launch everything and then everybody tells me, well, this is what I don't like about what you've created. So I thought we'll go behind the scenes. I'll get my people on the case. You're going to test out the inner compass cards and process, and you're going to give me your feedback, warts and all. Do you say that where you come from? Warts and all? Is that an expression? It means, like just tell me everything. Tell me the good and the bad and the downright ugly. Um, and then I've got a couple of treats for you this evening. We're going to use the cards differently, and I've got a whole process that I've created, and it's an oracle. So I know we like our little woo-woo stuff here. So I'm going to bring a bit of that in as well, just to scratch that itch that we all need something a little bit mystical. So last time we had been doing the inner compass questionnaire. We did a little look at where were we at in terms of where's your needle pointing on your compass. So I'd like to know if you've been using the cards at all, what has been surfacing for you? Has there been anything that you want to share? Any reflections? Any cards that you feel is most strongly speaking to you?
Really,
Anyone?
I fiddled about with them when I first got them. I was so excited, but I
Oh,
haven't,
brilliant.
to be honest. That was it. It's like the second time I've got them out. But I mean, I
Yeah.
really like when I first got them. I was like, oh my God, they're so good. I did the little test and everything.
So you enjoy so what was it that you found um most interesting about them when you first looked at them?
I like that it wasn't like there weren't a lot of them for a start.
Hmm.
And they're like pretty easy to like navigate and everything. And I
Mhm.
liked the themes, like what areas you might need help with and stuff like that. So I like the whole concept of it.
Oh, brilliant.
Um, yeah,
Oh, that's good. And especially considering that you got yours quite late. And
yeah,
being in Cyprus, and also you hadn't been to the live, so you managed to navigate your way around the questionnaire.
yeah, yeah. I did
Fantastic.
that, and my daughter did the questionnaire as well. And so
Oh,
we
did
did
she?
when we first got them, like we were like I was like, oh, come like see my new cards and
Oh,
let's do that.
it's exciting, isn't it, when we get a new deck of cards or anything new? It's really, and I love that your
Yeah.
daughter's had a look at them as well. So
Yeah, yeah, she really enjoyed it as well.
brilliant. Oh, thanks for that feedback. And we've had Sarah join us while you were talking. Hi, Sarah. So we
Hello.
thought we're going to get started because we're going to be a bit tighten things up tonight and do as much as we can.
Yeah,
So you
sorry,
haven't missed anything.
the
Don't
link
worry.
on the email didn't work.
Yeah, mine didn't either. I had to go on Facebook.
Yeah, that's what how I've had to do it.
It's so random that, isn't it? Because that is the exact link that I copied across to Facebook. But anyway, you got here, which is the main thing. Thank you. Thank you for navigating your way onto the Zoom call. Oh my goodness. Anyone else want to share anything? Any reflections, any thoughts or ideas about having had the cards for a while?
Am I still on mute? This is not
No,
working for me. Can you hear
we
me?
can hear you. Yeah, can hear
Okay.
you.
I haven't done the questionnaire yet because like life is lifing, but these stabilizing are like my godsend right now. Like all of the helpful tips on the back, and I tend to just draw one at the right time, and that's what I've just been kind of using them like because I have them now, just like regular cards, and I shuffle and I'm always ending up in stabilizing, always, and it's just so fitting. And then the exercises and just I'm like, yeah, soften the shoulders, here you are, and I'm like, I realize my shoulders are like up here, and they've been very like a little buddy right now. I can't explain it, but they're just a comfort to me right now. And I still, like I said, have to do my questionnaire. So much more to do with them, but they seem to know exactly what I need in the moment and the still point, and like, okay, because I feel like the one thing I feel like I have to, with everything I have going on right now, restart my day multiple times a day, right? Because nothing is going according to plan in life right now. So it's a good check-in for me to say, okay, like, let's get grounded. Where's our compass right now? And I just feel like I'm almost like if there was a section called recalibrating, that's kind of me all day long. And today, but I got here, so
Oh,
yeah.
bless you. And that is also a really good point about some people like to follow processes because Denise will be able to vouch for this about the learning styles. Everybody's got a different style of learning. And it's really important to incorporate that into how you work with the cards. So if you are somebody who loves the process, who likes to be diagnosed, who likes to answer questions, I'm that kind of person. I could do Cosmo quizzes all day long. What kind of friend are you? If you were a flower, what would you be? That kind of thing. Then I also know that some people just want to have, like the tactile, have the card, simplify it, don't have to have all these bells and whistles around it. Then some people want the bells and whistles, and so hopefully we can cater for
Yeah.
everyone.
I've
Everyone
always
is
been
taken
a
care
hands-on,
of.
self-taught kind of a person, but I am going to
Yeah.
do all the other things too. Just haven't been able to yet, but they've been great without even knowing what I'm doing. So there you go.
So you do know what you're doing.
I
You
try to think so.
instinctively know. Denise,
Um,
hello.
Hi. I'm afraid to say I haven't done anything. I actually this morning realized that since I left that meeting early last time that I never went back and finished watching it. I was like, oh, shoot. And so it was kind of like out of sight, out of mind. So I haven't done anything with them other than kind of just look through them. But I'm eager to learn your new process and to see what else people are doing with them. So that's
But
it.
you're here, and that's the most important thing.
I can be here now.
Yes, and this is the thing. It's like don't beat yourself up because that the whole ethos of the still point and the inner compass is like we're pressing pause. So let's not should ourselves and put pressure on ourselves. Obviously, if you don't use them, you don't get the benefit of them. So, I always feel like so because sometimes we buy a card deck, don't we? I buy Oracle card decks, for example. And I'll just have them over here, and then all of a sudden I'll start using them and I'll engage with them in the way that I need to. So I think they'll find you, at a time when you are ready.
Should we initialize these? I guess, I don't know, like we do Oracle cards, like go through every card. Like I didn't do that because I usually when I get a new deck, you kind of go through every card and put your energy on it, and then you shuffle them and you do the 7 different. Should we do that with these? I didn't do it, but I could start.
I mean, if you're going to use them in like a shuffling capacity where you're just randomly pulling one and you want some kind of intuitive guidance, then
Okay.
yeah, I would. So do
That's what
whatever
I did.
comes naturally to
Okay,
you.
I'm just not sure how people are using them, other
Yeah.
than, like referencing them from our last meeting when you were asking us the questionnaire and then doing the questionnaire on our own. So I was just curious if we put our energy on them and it makes sense that we would, right?
It helps, doesn't it? Because they feel
Yeah.
like yours then. But these are a bit of departure for me, aren't they? Because I'm normally doing, these kind of things where you're pulling a card to get guidance and wisdom from some kind of higher power or your higher self. Whereas these are much more practical kind of coaching, self-coaching kind of cards. So did anybody have a card that is calling you most strongly in your life right now? And why did that resonate so deeply with you? I've got a couple here that I'm going to share, but anybody got anything that they're going, yeah, this one, it's like it's got my name on it.
I did do the questionnaire and I picked the cards while I followed you along on the replay. But then when I came to do it the other day, I forgot how the cards picked, and it wasn't until I was lying in bed nearly asleep that the thing went ping in the back of my head, and I went, "Oh yeah, twit, it's that way." But I found the first time I did it on stabilizing, I found which card was it? I think it was number 5, 4 or 5. No, it'd be 4. Card was really. I just found them all good actually. Picking the card that for the lowest number of each one, and I found that it resonated with me at that time.
Yes. So it's like interrupt the voice. Do you know what? That's a big one, isn't it? So
I have this in my hand. I was going to say this one. Interrupt the voice.
Yeah,
And
I must admit the stabilizing one. It's the one that I seem to fall down on the most, which is really odd. But it's like part of me's going up there, and the other part's going, "No, you come back. You got to come back here. You haven't got your footing right yet." So
yeah, you
keep
ground,
working on it.
get your foundations right, isn't it?
Yeah,
We had Colleen for a
absolutely.
moment and then we lost her. Maybe she will come back. Who knows? Um, so I'll tell you one that really it just screams at me every time I open the box because I'm in rising mode. I am really like, okay, you've done enough stabilizing. I was like, last year I spent a lot of time stabilizing and reclaiming. And I'm still like, do I need to just go back over here and stabilize a little bit more? And I'm just getting this cattle prod, cosmic cattle prod, pushing me forward. Like, okay, you're messing around now. You just, you're making excuses. You need to get out there. And so the one that comes up for me, probably back to front, yeah, it is number 15, be seen. Because you don't see me, do you? You don't see my face. And I'm not seen in, I go out with people that I know, friends that I've known for a while, but I don't tend to go to new places and mix with new people. So I've been getting this push. So the other day you may notice that I posted a video on Angel Lady and I thought I'm going to do a camera video with my face on it. And lots of people were going, "Oh my goodness, I didn't know what you looked like." And I just thought, oh yeah, because you've never, like over probably 2 years since I've shown my face on there. I might post the odd selfie. And then, just going to new places, doing new things. So I started the Couch to 5K. That went disastrously wrong because I injured my leg. So I moved across to the walking group, which you'd think it would be better, but they did 4 miles the other night up a really steep hill. So I was just like, oh, this isn't any easier. It's actually more grueling. But I met some people and it was really good. And I started my ballet classes and I've got my harp and I'm learning with this teacher. So all of a sudden I'm out of my comfort zone and I'm being visible in places that I didn't even know existed before. It's terrifying, but it's really good. It's really good. So I can, as somebody who's going through this process myself, I'm with you on it. And then the needing to then go and stabilize and go deep breaths, nobody's judging you. So the whole premise of this is orientation. And these are simple ways of helping you to get to wherever you need to be. And what we're going to do this evening, thank you, by the way, for your feedback. That was so helpful. Is I'm going to I've got some slides here, so I'm going to just share my screen with you, and we're going to do a little activity. Screen sharing, where's it gone? Ah, there it is. It's got a green arrow and it's different to everything else. So hopefully you will line up nicely down the side. There you are. Okay. So I talked at the end of the first session that we did. I talked about this concept of the knot. So I don't know if you remember me talking about this. And things can get knotted up in our lives. So we can find that we're in they call it being in a bind or being stuck in some way. You know, when we say, I'm stuck, I don't know what to do, I don't know where to turn. Sometimes we can find that life has knotted itself up. So my example of not being visible, I'd hide myself up into this knot where I was very sort of in this routine. I went to the same places, I did the same things. I didn't push myself out of comfort zones. And so we have this knot, and sometimes the knot can be a problem and we don't know how to deal with it. We might be fighting against it. And sometimes the knot acts like a protection and an excuse, doesn't it? Like, oh, I can't do this because I've got to pick the kids up from school, or I can't do this because I've got my cat to look after, or I can't do it because I've got no makeup on, and you know all those things. The reasons why there's a knot in our way. This knot I found was actually really beautiful because it's called the witch's knot. So it's actually like a beautiful protective knot. So you can get little charms and pendants and things with this knot. So it can act like a protection mechanism where we do put the excuses in place. Oh, I can't do this because. And with knots, if you've ever had a knot in a chain, so I've got a few necklaces, and you know when you pull them out of your jewelry box and they end up in a knot, I don't know how they do because they go in nice and straight and then they come out and somehow they've got themselves into a knot. Or you go to sleep and you wake up in the morning. Have you ever had a knot in your hair? It's horrendous. Or one of your kids had a knot in their hair and you're trying to get the knot out and you're brushing and you can get really frantic about it. And I follow this guy called Matt Loves Hair on Instagram, and he was showing something about he'd got a knot in his hair because he's got quite long hair. And he said rather than try and brush it out, he put some hair serum, some hair oil on it. And he found that just gently smoothing this oil into his hair, the knot just slid out. And then you're in a position where you can unravel. If I can actually, there we go, unravel the knot, so that then you start to be able to do that. So this is why changing the conditions can create an unraveling effect. So this is, you know, a really great analogy for all of us in terms of, you know, the way that we have knots showing up in our life, things that feel really difficult to overcome or to go beyond. So you don't get rid of the knot by working harder, by you know, putting more pressure on. And that's what often happens with coaching systems. You know, you go to a life coach and they'll get you to push you out of your comfort zone, set these big goals, come and check back in. How are you doing against those? And sometimes we just overwhelm ourselves and then we end up thinking, all right, I'm going to go backwards here because I just can't do it. And so we don't remove the knot by working harder. We remove it by changing the conditions. And so the ways in which, like the hair oil, the equivalent in our lives is through breath, through being present and aware. Okay, I see you. Not, I see you. I'm going to stare you down. I'm going to look at you. I'm going to be kind to myself. I'm going to slow down. Sometimes we need to feel safe, to feel safer in order to start unraveling or unpicking something that's knotty in our lives or shadowy. And that's where, you know, Laurie, you just hit the nail on the head with those stabilizing cards, it's like stabilize, get grounded, feel safe, come back to yourself. And then when you do, everything feels a little bit easier. So it's like these baby steps, but they all make such a difference. So force tightens things, gentleness releases. So I'm going to do a oh, and by the way, you get the thread when you unravel, you get the thread, and then you can sew something beautiful. You can just sit staring at the thread and you can say, I'm going to make this into anything I want to. That's your rising bit. So, you know, in terms of the cards and the sections, this is the stabilizing. This is the reclaiming, like going about unpicking the knot. And then the rising is, you know, the opportunity, the expansiveness, the possibility. So I wonder, is Angie still with us? Is Angie still there? Yeah, you are. So Angie, have you heard of this goddess, Hecate? Have you heard of her?
Yeah. But I
Yeah,
mean, I've heard of her, but I'm not, I don't know much about her.
yeah. Well, I thought I'm going to ask you first because you're obviously in Cyprus. But Hecate is actually a Greek goddess, and she was the goddess who went into the underworld to search for Persephone when she had been stolen, taken hostage.
Mm.
And Hecate, I read about her recently, and I thought, what an interesting goddess she is. And she's known as the locator. So when
Mm.
she's depicted in different imagery, she's shown as these three people who can look in all different directions. So you can see that they're looking to the left, to the right, to the front. She's also like the triple goddess, you know, the moon phases. You see a lot of imagery with the different moon phases. And you can see she's got these hands that have got the flames coming out of them, and they act like torches. So lighting the way. So the reason why I thought she'd be a really great symbol to use this evening is because she is all about going into the darkness, the underworld, which is the place that's scary. And that's what we're doing when we do any kind of personal growth stuff, where we're going to scary places because we're brave enough to want to deal with those issues and to be better to be able to expand our souls and our consciousness. So she's also got what's known as Hecate's wheel. This is like a maze, and it's like finding your way through the maze, and it looks like a compass. So I thought, wow, you know, that the synchronicity was really brilliant here. So according to the myth of Hecate, fear is a locator. Fear helps us to identify the knot and to start unraveling it. It shows us where we're standing at a crossroads and what is asking to be seen. So fear is often something that keeps us away from growing and going further and doing things that are a bit of a risk because we're frightened, aren't we? We're afraid. Or we sit, you know, we've seen how fear can make people be more passive. We've seen that, you know, happening in the world. So one of the things I wanted to do tonight is to use the Inner Compass card set in relation to your fears and how we can use our fear as a locator of where we need to go next. So does anybody want to be a I was going to say a guinea pig to test this out to help me with this? Is there anyone who would like me to coach you through this, and then we can explain to the group how this works, and anybody watching the replay? Volunteer. Oh,
I'll
yeah.
do it.
Nori's going to do it. Well done.
I'll do
Thank
it.
you, Lori. I wasn't giving you They call it a Paddington stare. You know, that's Paddington looking at you. Thank you so much. I was going to use myself as an example if nobody stepped up, but thanks very much. So first of all, what we're going to do is we don't have to go into very deep, soul-bearing fears, nothing too existential. Something quite simple right now that you're afraid of. One fear that might be present right now for you. So I am afraid of, or I'm afraid that, and just something sort of kind of lighter on the surface rather than something super deep.
Oh boy. Um,
It can be about money, it can be about career path,
yeah,
relationships.
I'm afraid about future career, because as you know, I took a pause in my career. I was
Yes,
brave to do what I needed to do at the time, but now that I'm in it, I often find myself afraid, like, okay, where am I going back to? What am I doing? So I'm afraid of future career path because I am one that, everyone's like, you're retired. I'm like, no, I'm not done, So
yeah.
how would I phrase that best for your exercise? Like, yeah, like career, you could say career. Yeah. After taking the break, like, where am I going?
Yeah, so I'm afraid that I don't know where I'm going to next in my career.
Yeah.
Yeah, so phrase it
Mhm.
like that. I'm afraid that I don't know where I'm going to next in my career.
Yeah.
So,
Mhm.
and all of you can maybe think about something that you've got a bit of a fear around. So do this internally as well. So I'd like you to think about the body connection. This is the stabilizing bit. So notice where you feel this fear in your body if you think about it. Where in your body do you feel this fear about your future career path? Just observe it.
Do you want me to tell you?
Oh, yes, please.
Oh, stop it.
That was the
Yes,
next thing I should tell you. Please share.
you guess. No, in my stomach. I would say the sacral area. Let's just say that. Yeah.
Yeah. Okay, so in that sort of abdominal sort of area of your body.
Abdominal. Yeah.
Mm-hmm. Okay. So then we're gonna just be mindful of that it's sitting there. So when that fear comes up for you, one of the first things you can do, our body's a really great locator of things, isn't it? And it actually has an impact on energy centers that are nearby. So you might find your sacral chakra, your solar plexus, maybe even your root chakra. They're all tied in with that. And just be aware of it. Like send some love and breath to it, because now we're acknowledging it's in our body somewhere. So the first question is to ask you to take your stabilized cards that you had there, your dark red ones. Just give them a shuffle, just the stabilized cards, the first section, the first 7. And pull one of those for yourself randomly, because you will pull the right one. So I'm going to ask you the
Yeah.
question before you tell me what's on that card. What helps me feel safe enough to stay present with this fear? What helps me stay safe enough to feel present? Sorry, what makes me feel safe enough to stay present with this fear?
And you
And
want
what
to know
was,
the card?
yeah,
Can you see?
I cannot. It is very small. What number is it?
Interrupt the voice.
Interrupt the voice. We love that card. It's inserting itself everywhere, isn't it?
It is my stalker card. It is.
So yeah, just like acknowledge it. Yeah, this voice, come and sit down with me, talk to me. So the voice, like we often think like, oh, there's that voice in my head, I don't want it, go away. Maybe we should make friends with it. So that can help you to feel safe enough if you get to like it, maybe get to kind of have a little conversation with it, or just go, hi, you're part of me. But actually, I'm going to turn you down. I'm going to mute you down a little bit. When you're mute, so imagine you've got like a cosmic remote control and you're going, and it's on mute. And then you're like, I can't hear you, but oh, it's lovely having you here. It's so nice of you to spend time with me. I can't hear what you're saying to me. And so then we're actually feeling safe enough to be present with that voice, and it's not this terrifying, cold-blooded voice, like it's telling these things, and you're like, I don't believe you, but actually secretly I do. I'm having to pick myself up every time you start talking to me and you're in my head. Maybe I'm going to take you out of my head and I'm going to put you over here. So yeah, this is really good. So then take your reclaim cards, so which is the orange ones.
Ready?
And you're going to choose one of those randomly as well. You will choose the right one.
This one doesn't want to go back in. Ah,
And what have you got?
no more pre-rejection.
Oh, rejection. It's another
Mhm.
favorite. And it's number 11 as well.
Mhm.
New beginnings, walk through the pillars. So the question is, what part of myself is this fear asking me to reconnect with or take back? What part of myself is this fear asking me to reconnect with or take back? So when you think about your future career, is there anything you start dismissing or start compartmentalizing?
I don't know. I am having trouble hearing you.
Oh, are you? Can you
Yeah,
hear me
it could be
now?
I hear you. I think it might be this whole setup, truly, but it did get lower. Did you
Okay,
say
it
like,
might be. So yeah, what part of of you is this fear asking you to reconnect with or take back? So is there
oh,
something that you're kind of second guessing about? Oh, I could do this, but no, I can't. Those
I know
kind of.
who. This is definitely like inner child, inner teen, inner everything, where any idea that I had was always not the right idea, according to my parents, right? Like, oh, always, no, they basically told me, no, you're going to do this. You're not going to do this because there's no money in this. You're going to do this. So yeah, that's something that's been coming up for me a lot lately, actually. And I did get this card, and I always will pour water on that fire within myself, always. And I had an astrology teacher that once told me, because I'm an Aries, but I'm Cancer moon and Cancer rising. And he's like, you just pour the water on your own fire all the time. He's like, it's in your chart. He's like, and this is something that you really have to work on. And I do. I will let something fizzle out so fast saying, nope, if it's my first instinct, it's not the right thing. If it's instinctual for me, it's wrong, or it's not going to work, or things like that. So that's a big thing with me.
Because you're being
Absolutely.
trained and you're having to
Mm-hmm.
rethink. This is your knot, isn't it? We're finding a knot here. But
Mm-hmm.
by forcing yourself and going, no, I'm going to do it. But that's force, isn't it? So you've got to be gentle and you've got to start going, okay, I know what the knot is, and maybe that's enough right now.
Yeah. Yep.
And then, the micro activity is I am going to take that germ of an idea and I'm going to write it down. I'm not going to do anything with it, but it's going to exist in my journal or in my heart.
Yeah.
I'm not
I
going
have a
to
lot of those to go back to also, because I do try with that. I'm like, don't just write this down. I go, so I do have a lot of revisiting to do. Like, they're the things that I didn't follow through on that, I thought I should. So, yeah.
And maybe, just then go, okay, if I'm going to look through all of these, just pick one of them or two of them. Because otherwise then you get overwhelmed and go, well, I can't do everything. And that's why
Oh,
you've
yeah.
done that.
I'm good at that too. I'm going to do
Because you're an
everything.
Aries.
I'm going to do nothing. I'm going to do everything.
So the third one is the rising. So I'm going to choose a rising card. Let's see.
Okay.
What is your rising card?
Okay. 21. Celebrate the shift.
Yay!
Mhm.
So what becomes possible if I move with this fear instead of avoiding it? What becomes possible if I move with this fear instead of avoiding it? And in the context of celebrate the shift, it's like, look how far I've come, or what is one thing that I can celebrate right now?
Yeah. I can see this already, like from,
Mhm.
my from last year. I have to look back at what I have done and where I've landed. And I don't do that often enough, definitely. So that, yeah. One way I no longer react as I once did. I'm getting better at that. Not now, but later. We can shelf this for now, but it's not done. It's not over. Or as well as like I've done so many, this chapter of my life, everything's new. Everything's something I haven't done before. And I'm doing it. It might be kicking and screaming, but I'm doing it. And then it's just another thing. I don't pause enough to recognize what's happening along the way. You know what I mean? I just kind of like barreling through it, but I need to take a minute and recognize like you've never done this before. You're learning as you go. You're, in circles you've never been in before, handling issues you've never even thought you'd have to. So yeah, the celebrating the shift is something like I've never gotten this card. So this is something that I need to work on and really look at it. What's
Yeah.
actually occurred during this
And
time instead of looking how much further I have to go.
Yes, like that moment. And you can have had a really challenging day, and then you can go, okay, and what did I have to deal with today? And look at me. Aren't I
Yeah.
amazing? I'm still here, and I learned a lot about myself today, or I dealt with that person and I did this, and that's another thing that's out of the way. Or I
Yeah.
got that week out of the way. So
Yeah.
yeah.
Or look at me last year and realize I would have never thought that I could do what I'm doing, or I would have done what I did, or walked away from what I walked away from. I never would have.
It's
No.
incredible, isn't it? It's incredible. And it's all added up because of the small things that you've done
Little
lead to the big
things.
things.
I like this card. I've never gotten it. It's a nice card.
So that is a way to do this activity. I hope that you found it helpful, those of you observing. And Laura, you've been an absolute star. Thank you for being so open.
Well, I have
Well,
to tell you really quick before all
yeah.
this happened, when you said Hecate, I was
Mhm.
seeing her before my whole world shifted. I don't know, like I was led to read about her and all this kind of stuff.
Really?
And my husband bought me something he didn't know was a symbol of Hecate.
Oh,
And
wow.
all before, like, that was early last summer. And then, as you know, my life went. So
Mhm.
she's the crossroads. So definitely. And when you say you're ready, she'll be there.
And
It's a little chaotic.
she's got the two dogs. Look,
Yes.
that's
Mhm.
you.
Yeah.
Amazing.
Yeah. And then my little black cat came out of nowhere too. So,
And your other cat, so you had two dogs and now
yeah, I
you've got
got
two
to.
cats. It's
Uh-huh.
amazing. And the
It's
cats are like
interesting.
the curious, like real curiosity now, aren't they? The dogs are
Mm-hmm.
like quite, domesticated, whereas you can never domesticate a cat. They are a wild animal and
It's
they're very
all very
curious.
different. Life
Yeah.
is very different.
It's amazing. And so
Yeah.
those three cards, what you do is later, when you've got time to reflect, is to put them down side by side and look at them as a progression. So what helps you stay steady? That voice in your head is getting in the way, you mute it down. Reclaim is showing you what's been lost or forgotten. And then the rise is what's opening up for you. I'm going to celebrate me in all of my endeavors in every inch that I move forward. So that's how this works. So just to thank you again, and everyone else, how did you experience that? Were you thinking of a fear of your own, and did that make sense?
Yeah. Yeah, I did the same sort of career one,
Mm-hmm.
and I sort of pulled the cards out as I went along as well.
Mm.
And the stabilizing one, I got interrupt the voice as well.
Oh wow,
And
it's a
then
big
the
card.
yeah, and then the reclaiming was I have nothing to prove. And then the rising one was create anyway,
Mm-hmm.
which I thought was
That's
quite
good,
interesting.
isn't it? And I love how the you've nothing to prove and create anyway. They go hand in hand. It's like they're handing a baton over to one another, aren't they?
Yeah.
So interesting. So yeah, have a little reflect on that and see how that helps you with, facing that fear or just making friends with it, acknowledging it, going into the underworld.
Yeah, we'll do.
Would you find it helpful if I actually put this into like a handout for us for you to download so that you can come back to it like a step by step?
Yeah.
Because I'm really
Yeah,
happy to do
definitely.
that. I've kind of semi done it anyway with my notes. So Joy, you had your hand up.
Yeah, I followed along with my own question, and which was not always feeling good enough in what I'm doing. And I got
Yeah.
card number 2, this will pass, which I thought was quite interesting. And
Mhm.
then reclaiming, I got card number 13, what my needs matter. And I put down
Mm.
for that, I am worthy. And then
Mhm.
rising, I got 18, which say yes. So it's quite an interesting package. But
Yes,
yeah, no, they're actually really helpful in that sense.
and sometimes, to say yes, it might not be to an opportunity or to doing something. It could be saying yes to yourself and to whatever
Mm,
your soul's
yeah,
craving. Just
yeah.
say yes, and then you're in. You're like, okay, I've said yes, I've got to do it now. So interesting. Well,
Mm.
thank you, lovely ladies, for sharing that with me. Is Laurie gone? She disappeared. Is Laurie still here?
I
Um,
think she said
Ross.
she's reconnecting.
Oh, she's reconnecting.
I
Hopefully
just
she
saw
can
her
get.
little chat, and I think she says she's going to try and reconnect.
Okay, right. We're going to move on in the um need to keep to timings. I'm going to share with you now a way of turning the inner compass cards into a bit of an oracle deck, or the whole concept of the stabilize, reclaim, and rise into an oracle. So, have you heard of geomancy? Has anyone heard of that? No. Okay, brilliant. Well, it's actually, our ancient ancestors, they were just so fantastic at coming up with ideas of how to use things around them to answer questions, to divine answers, basically. So, geomancy is an ancient form of divination. And you can do, I think, what those of you who, I think you were all in my tribe group. So, we're going to do a live tutorial session where we're going to go into the full geomancy method. We're going to do like a shortened one today. Thought you might enjoy the full geomancy experience when we've got time to do a tutorial session together. But I have actually created a booklet for this. So I'm going to send it out to you and I'm going to pop it into the Inner Compass Explorers group, Facebook group, so you can download this Coin Oracle booklet. Is Laurie back? She's coming back in. She's nearly here. So the way that this works is really simple. All you need, where is my coin gone? I know there's only me lives here and it can't be Mittens that has stolen my coin. So it's got to have been me putting it somewhere. All you need is a coin. I've just got a 10 pence piece here. You can use whatever coin you want. I always find when you're going to toss a coin, the bigger the better. So I think a 10 pence piece, and I think it would the equivalent would be like 25 cents. Do you call it a quarter? In America, yeah. So a 10 pence coin or a 50 pence coin, whatever you want to use. And what you do is you throw it 4 times, okay? And you observe the pattern of the throwing. So there's 16 different patterns that you can get when you throw the coin 4 times. So you can ask a question and then the coin oracle will give you an answer. And I've created this booklet that also gives you some kind of guidance in terms of stabilizing, reclaiming, and rising according to the pattern that you threw with your coin. And also some journal questions for you to muse over as well. So it becomes an oracle and it also helps you to journal around it and to think about it more deeply. So would anybody like to volunteer for me to throw the coin for them so I can do an little oracle message for you? So Denise has got her hand up first. So Denise, pop your microphone off mute.
Got
So
it.
think of a question that you would like an answer to today.
Ooh, okay. Does it have to be in relation to our fears or does it
Oh,
matter?
no, it can be about anything. It can be about
Okay. Okay.
So
Okay.
if you can share the question, if it's okay to share, if you don't mind sharing.
Oh, yes. The question is my son going to get a job soon?
Oh, that's a good one. That's a really good one. Right, we're on this. So I need to write down your pattern. So let me just throw the coin. So I like to give it a really good shake and then just throw it onto the table. So the first throw was tails. I feel like Tom Cruise in Cocktail. And the second one was heads. The third one was heads. And the fourth one was heads. Right, so when we go through, can you see this is a quick reference chart that I've created. So the lavender coloured circles are the tails and the orange ones are the heads. So we've got tails, heads, heads, heads. And I can see that pattern at the bottom. Can you see that? It's the small gains one, number 8.
Yes.
So notice subtle blessings, stabilize, reclaim, build momentum, small steps, and rise, take practical, positive steps. So I would say that isn't a yes, especially in connection to him getting a job. It sounds like he's going to start small and then it could lead to more hours or some more opportunities. So subtle blessings, build momentum, small steps, take practical, positive steps. So we're going to move now to the full description of the small gains number 8 pattern. And I've done all of them here. And then we've got small gains. So it says the core theme is support, momentum, and encouragement. So if you were going to coach Max around this, you start off with the stabilizing and say, what small wins can you acknowledge? Where are you making progress? And what encouragement surrounds you? So that's to help him to feel grounded in his, because it's a big step, isn't it, to get jobs and, to do things like that, going out into the world, the young man. And then reclaiming is that second part of it. It's like putting the edges of the jigsaw puzzle together. It's starting to create the picture, like what's mine? What do I have access to? What step feels manageable? Where can you build momentum? And what support can you accept? And then the rise is the stretch. It's the actual going out and doing, like building this thing. It says, what happens when you keep going? Where could small steps lead? And what grows through consistency? So what are your thoughts on that in terms of the question that you asked, Denise?
It very much fits him.
Mhm.
I have been encouraging him to get a job for a couple of years before he got his driver's license, and now he's driving and he doesn't have a job, and
Mhm.
that's a whole issue. But now that he's doing well in school and going to be graduating, I've kind of laid off that because I want him to graduate.
Mhm.
Backstory, everybody, he wasn't going to graduate 6 months ago. So, but he is a very kind of, he's looked for jobs, but he's not really, he doesn't really want help. So asking what steps feel manageable and where can you accept support would be really helpful to try and ease into those questions of how can I help you? Because he really resists help.
Mhm.
He sees help as a sign of weakness,
Mhm.
which he got from his father.
Mhm.
So once he graduates, he's going to be probably moving back in with me. So this will help a lot. But he is a very like just kind of slow and steady guy. Has looked for jobs, and some of them have been really discouraging because he's been trying hard, but he kind of is also like, I want the perfect job. And I'm like, you just need to generate some cash and some responsibility and, you know, but it was the same thing with his license. His driver's license, he waited 2 years to get it and he didn't want to do it because it was like school. And I was like, you're going to have so much freedom and you don't understand. And now he's like going all over the place. Like nothing I say is really going to help him. He needs to experience it for himself. So this is a more gentler way to kind of approach this subject.
He's asking the question and then just going, this is my gift to you. You do what you want with that question and think it over. And
Yeah.
you're asking it out of curiosity rather than when you're going to get a job or when you're going to start
Yeah.
applying.
And
You're like,
that's
okay, what
my
can
problem is I'm a little hard, I'm a little harsh just because of my innate, how I was raised, but I have to learn to be gentler with him. And this is very helpful.
So this is a bit of growth for both of you then, isn't it?
Oh, for sure.
You being gentler, him being more open to support and suggestion. So yeah, I feel like the Oracle has spoken in a really positive way, hasn't it? It's been really good. And so what I like about this is it's not just, oh yes, this is going to happen. This is that and then extension of, okay, so how are you going to make it happen, or what's the best way to proceed with this? And it's just it's all about empowerment, isn't it? It's not just about the universe providing or things are going to happen, serendipity. It is about, okay, what do I need to think about under these set of circumstances? Have we got time for another? We've got time to do another. Anybody else want to have a go? No? No one else? I can tell you do, Joy. I can see you.
I don't actually have a question.
You don't have a question.
I don't have a question, sorry.
Well, shall we do this for if you don't have a question, what do you need to know? How about that? Right. So we'll do this quick because we're doing well for time. We've got 5 minutes. We can do this, fit this in. So the first one I threw was tails. The second, was heads. I have a throwing pattern here. by the looks of it.
That's what I thought.
The third one was heads. And the fourth one is heads. Wow. That is
When you
very
started, that popped
interesting.
into my mind that would come up. So that's really quite funny.
Mhm. So we don't really need to go into this much more because you've already heard it, but this is about small gains. Slow and
Mm.
steady wins the race, support, momentum, encouragement. So all of those questions are really important for you as well, Joy.
Yep, absolutely.
Interesting, isn't it? So do we like this? Is this something that you would do?
Yeah. Yeah, especially as it kind of gives you nice, concise little answers, and it's a quick, simple thing that you can do.
Yeah. And do you know what? I've been using this in my readings and people love it. It's been
Mm.
so I'll do the coin toss, I'll get the pattern, I'll do the reading, and then I'll look at the pattern and it just overlays onto the reading. It's incredible. So it's another layer of your
Yeah.
oracle and divining and things. So that's what I wanted to cover with you this evening. I hope you found it interesting. Now, what I want to do is just to talk about just some closing things. To ask you all, what's one thing you're taking from today? Is there one thing that you want to share that you've taken from today that's been interesting or something you're going to follow up on? Should we start with you, Denise? Because you're at the top of my little list.
Yeah. Well, what today has helped me understand how to use these cards better just by
Mhm.
hearing how Lori uses them, and then you guiding her through that, and then this with the coin toss has helped me understand better how to utilize these cards.
Brilliant, thank you. So good, it'd be good to see, that you get to have an experiment with them. So thanks for that. Joy, what about you? Anything that's been interesting
Uh,
today?
yeah, I found the whole lot really interesting today. It's you got little bits like the goddess Hit Cat. That was
Mhm.
I've seen that picture somewhere else before, and I can't quite remember where I've seen it. I think it's on Facebook. I've got the most hilarious feed. I've got all sorts of stuff on it now. Um, you put in one thing and it suddenly brings up all these other things, and I'm sure
Yeah.
I've seen that picture on there.
Mhm.
I've enjoyed this last bit. I think that's really quite cool with the coins. I've learned more about how, as Denise said, how to use the cards. And I must actually try getting into the journaling because I'm terrible at doing that. So that's something
Oh, just
I need to work
one
on.
little one little journal question. Sometimes if you can't be bothered to write, if you get
Yeah.
your phone in the notes part of your phone and then tap on the microphone and then just dictate what's like a stream of consciousness.
Okay.
So get journal question and then just talk to the mic and then it'll just transcribe it to your phone and you have it in your notes section. So sometimes you just don't want to
Idea.
write, do you?
Hmm.
Yeah. So hopefully that might help you if you don't feel like getting a book out and writing down. Thank you for coming along so early, my love. I really
Oh
appreciate
no,
it.
that's all right. I just got up at 5 so I could be ready and have breakfast, and now I've got to get ready for work.
Oh, bless you.
The
No, it's
computer's on.
lovely to see you. Thank you so much. Angie, anything that has been in, something you're taking away from today?
Like what Laurie did with the cards, what you did together, and the coins really good. And I love mythology, and I like that you incorporated like the goddess and everything. And I think I'm one of those people that gets really enthusiastic and stuff, or always I haven't got time, or you forget about something.
Mhm.
But seeing this demonstration, I thought, you know what? I've taken the time of like I buy loads of stuff like cards and this and that, and then they're just like in the cupboard or on a shelf. And I thought, you know what? When I'm always like questioning things or like feeling you know, not now, maybe tomorrow. And then a week goes and a month goes. And I thought, you know what, I've got the cards whenever I am feeling like that. Like just take them, just get them, and then it will give you a bit of a little push or something. So I think, you know, I'm going to try and do that. And I think
Yeah.
that's what I took away, that it doesn't take time and it is fun, you know, like once you're, you know, you take the time to do that, that it will make you feel a bit, you know, like give you that little push or like that little bit of an insight. And I love the coins, you know, I could do that with my daughter. I'm going to do that
Yeah. It's
with her
so much
later on.
fun, isn't it? I wanted to take
Yeah.
geomancy and make it more modern and, you know,
Mm.
give it a twist. So
So
simplify
I
it for
really
her.
liked it because I missed the first one as well. So I thought, oh, this is good as well. Like, um, you know, I think it will help me, I think, like to actually use them and use them properly.
Brilliant. But use them in the way it feels right for you. And you come along to today and it's wonderful that you made it. So
Yeah, I
it's
really
been so
enjoyed it.
so lovely to meet you. Thank you, Angie.
Yeah, well, thank you.
And Sarah, have you got anything you want to share? One thing you're taking away today?
Yeah, it's like I like what we did with the question and then pulled the three cards.
Mm-hmm.
And it sort of like gives you a roadmap of
Mm-hmm.
going from stabilize to rise and what questions you need to be asking yourself and what you can support yourself with to get to the rise and the outcome that you want.
Yeah.
And
And
when
there's a lot to the cards, isn't there?
yeah, and when I was doing it, choosing the cards, I was shuffling them and then just pulled one out and it
Mm-hmm.
seemed to be the right card.
Mm-hmm. Because you just get what you need, don't you, when you
Yeah,
do that sort of instinctive shuffle? Yeah,
yeah.
brilliant. Well, thank you. Thank you for making it to both the sessions. I really appreciate you. And it's lovely to see you
Thank
again.
you.
And then, Laurie, I don't know if you can hear us. Oh, you can hear us.
I can barely. Can you hear me?
Yes, yes.
It's my internet connection. So I figured, let me turn off
Oh,
the camera so I can hear better. And then I tested
okay.
it. I sounded like a robot back because I'm definitely the Wi-Fi is like on one tiny little bar. But
Oh, no.
no,
But we can hear
I got a
you.
lot out of this today, and I'm glad that even though I didn't have the time, I just kind of dove in and started using them, and already, you know, started a little relationship with my deck, and that there's just no coincidences ever with you, Natalia. Like, even the coin toss, I'll tell you another
Oh,
time. But I'm just like, yeah. Even though I'm a little behind on doing all the formal work, it's good. I'm glad
oh,
that I dove in, and you know, those cards had a hard fight to get here. So it's like I
they
really
did.
want to do everything the
They,
right way, but life is
they want
crazy.
to work with you.
Yeah, they're already been talking to me, and I said, oh, I've already got stalker cards, and they showed up again today. So I'm like, yeah, okay, this is just how it should be right now. So not forcing my it's nothing. It doesn't all have to be perfect to dive in, right? Dive in
Yeah.
anyway. You don't have the time, like the card you got before, Sarah. Like create anyway. Just do it anyway. Show up the best way you can. Don't not do it. Don't not do something you were interested in because you can't go full on in right at that very moment. So really great takeaways today. And yeah, like I said, no coincidences. The universe is always talking to us.
It is. And I
We
think
hear
that's my
what we need.
party trick that I can throw four coins and they will always land in the same pattern.
Yeah,
Bingo.
yeah,
So, thank you so much for being a volunteer, being my guinea pig this evening. I really
yeah.
appreciate it. I'm so glad that
Sure.
you actually got to make the tech work this evening as well, because I know that you were so frustrated last time, weren't you?
Yeah.
You made it. We made it. So, but the final things, I'm just going to go through these. So everything that we've been doing with the inner compass card set, you know, originally you responded to this because I spoke about the skill point, which is like something that I'm creating. It's like a separate business almost. where the Inner Compass card set sits within that, and there are other products and other things that I'm working on that are going to be within this container. So the still point is about being in a place where we press pause, where it's okay to not rush, where we get to know ourselves, where we get to loosen the knot, we get to be brave enough to look at what's knotty in my life and how do I unravel that, to be the agents of our own destiny and power, but through this still point, this soothing, this gentle, this grounding, this reclaiming, and this rising. And so it has so much potential to go in so many different ways. I'm trying to contain my enthusiasm at the moment. So obviously the first product with it was the Inner Compass card set. And I just wanted to share a couple of other things that I'm working on. So I have created, it's called the Turning Point. So it's like a reading with a difference. And I'm going to email you about this and share about it in the group. So it's like a no pressure. This is what I'm offering. If you would like to know more about it, or you would like to have a turning point session with me, then I would love to do that for you. So that you've had readings from me. I think all of you have had a personal reading from me at some point. But the turning point is an immersive kind of reading experience. So it's 3 sessions where we actually meet up face to face online, obviously. What a shame I can't see you face to face physically. And at each session, we work through something, and there's going to be some angel reading involved in it. There's going to be some coaching. We'll be using the Inner Compass card set. And at each session, we will do something different and help you to achieve something in your life that is really important to you, that you want to work around. And also the timing of it. So the 3 sessions, we will go at your pace. So that's something that I really wanted to do, where I want to work with people more closely, more deeply over a longer period of time. And so if that, think about that and read about it when I post whatever it comprises of. And then if you're interested, get in touch with me and we'll set something up. And then I have created, and they arrived yesterday. I'm so excited. Another little card set. And these are the companion cards. And so they're basically read me when cards. So they come in a little pink pouch and they have a pearl on them because my logo is the pearl. If I go back to the logo there of the eye above the still point is a pearl. And the pearl represents all that gritty stuff that we have to go through in order to become this beautiful pearl. And I love pearls. It's my birthstone, so it all comes together really nicely. So the cards, we have 3 sections in them: a space to pause, a space to reflect, and a space to trust. So pause represents stabilizing, reflect represents reclaiming, and trust represents rising. So these came about because my daughter created, she got a shoebox and she wrote some little letters and she put them in envelopes when she went to university. And each one said, open me when, or open me if. So one of them said, well, open me if you want to cry. And inside was a little letter saying, don't cry, I love you, and a packet of tissues. And then another one was, open me if you're bored. And there was a word search inside that she created herself in a little marker pen, to highlight a pen. And so she'd done all of these envelopes. They're so precious to me. I have them secreted away. And sometimes if I'm really sad or nostalgic, I'll get them out and have a look. But I haven't looked at them for about a year. So that's a good thing. And I've always kept this in my mind about how wonderful it was to have that box with those things in it. And that's the idea of these as companion cards. So I'm going to read some of them out to you. So the stabilizing ones. Read me when you don't feel like you are enough, when you feel like crying, when you feel like you always have to be strong, when you're feeling overwhelmed, when you're feeling discouraged, when you can't switch off your mind, when you need comfort. Some of the the orange ones, the reflections, when you need to see something differently, when you feel like giving up, when you're feeling triggered, when you need to be honest with yourself. So, for those of us who live alone, these are like gold because you don't have that sounding board of a person to come home to talk to. And it's really nice to be able to get these cards and to just read the little messages on them. So I'm going to leave you with a message this evening from this little card set. And which one? Oh, this is a good one. When nothing seems to be happening, you don't need to rush what is becoming. Not everything reveals itself all at once. Trust that things will soon be in motion. So it's just like a little love note to yourself. And with these, I'm recording, they're called voice notes. So they're going to be like a little 4-minute voice note. And so you'll have a little booklet and you've got the cards in the pouch. So you might think, oh, I want this card about clarity. You can read the card, and then if you feel like you need something more, then you can go to the library, find this card, and then you can listen to the voice note from me I've recorded. So that's another set of things that are coming soon. These are my sample set, and they will be available next week probably. Yeah, there we go, and that's it. And screen sharing. Let's see, how do we get that? Stop share. Thank you. We've gone on longer than I wanted to, but I really appreciate you taking the time to be here live because I know what it's like. Life is crazy, isn't it? And it seems to speed up constantly, and I'm here to slow it down. I'm on a mission for us to slow down. So thank you everybody for all your support, and you'll be getting the replay link. You'll be getting the booklet that goes with the Coin Oracle and details of how we proceed with Inner Compass Explorers, because I've created a couple of videos as well that go through the meanings of the different 3 sections and also how to complete the questionnaire. I've also amended the layout of the questionnaire slightly, and where is it? Sorry, let me just show you. Yeah, the Inner Compass Wheel, which is, you got that one. I've actually put numbers onto it to help us to plot it easier. So that's the feedback that I've had that's been really helpful. So I'm going to leave it there. Thank you again, everyone, and sending you lots of love. Take care. Have a wonderful day, Joy. The rest of it, wonderful
you.
afternoon, evening. And I'll catch up with you again soon.
Bye, everyone.
Bye.
Thank you.